ready to roll?
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, just good to be back on the grass today. Really thankful for a beautiful day here in Clemson to get back to football, and just want to revisit last year. Again, just really proud of our team. What a special year! So many good things. Finished number 2, and today's about trying to get to number 1. That's really what it's about. And so back to work. Really proud of our staff. We've had a great and fast off season, if you will, but we really have really put a lot of work into trying to get better. Studying ourselves, our quality control, our self-evaluation, our challenging of everything that we do and how we do it, why we do it, looking at all the good things that we did, the bad, and trying to continue to be good at certain things and improve areas where we didn't do so good. And so we really, I think, have done a great job of evaluating ourselves and really getting a good plan together for what we want to accomplish this spring. And we've done that in a lot of different ways. We've got our specific goals for what we want to get done collectively as a group, as a team, offensively, defensively, special teams. We've got our individual goals for each position player, and so look, today's about starting that process. Spring practice is about details. It's about going back to the basics. We're a young football team. I think we've got 22 scholarship seniors and juniors on this team, and so we're going to have 63 freshmen and sophomores. So we got a lot to do from a teaching standpoint, and you can't ever forget that as a coach. And we got some guys that could go play today, but not a lot of those guys. And so spring is about really building a great foundation, from a core value standpoint as far as who we are as a program, the way we do things, and why we do them that way, our fundamentals and basics of our offense, defense, and special teams, and techniques that we teach, the philosophies that we believe in there, and coming out of spring with a great foundation that we can take into this summer, so that when we get done with summer, we can feel great about where we are in camp. So when camp's over, we can be ready to play, because we're going to have to be ready to play, especially opening up down at Auburn. But I like this group. I really do. I think that this is a group that is going to really gel quickly. I've already seen a good chemistry and a good transition of leadership, if you will, in our off season and our mat drills and all the things that we do, and just seeing how these guys have responded, I'm very encouraged. I think the biggest thing about this team, it's a new team, new chemistry, new leadership, but I think the biggest thing is this team is going to have much more competitive depth than we had last year, and it's just the way it is. I think that if you look at last year's team, defensively, for example, as I said many times, I felt like our first 11, 12, 13 guys could go play against anybody, anywhere, anytime. But after that, it was, so many freshmen. Not necessarily a drop-off in talent, but a huge drop-off in experience. And I love Austin Bryant, I love Yergin, and I love Cleve and those guys, but they just weren't going to beat out Shaq and Dot. I love Kendall Joseph and those guys, but it was just going to be hard to beat out B.J. Goodson, just because of first of all, those guys are committed, great work ethic, but the experience, the knowledge, it's hard to just, get that. And you see the same thing on the next level with rookies and things like that. And that's good to have that type of quality guy back, but the part I don't like is you don't have that competitive depth, and you don't have that kind of iron sharpening iron, that sense of urgency that you like to have at every position. So we were very, very fortunate last year. Very fortunate. Y'all, you local guys know that, that we were able to pretty much keep those 11 or 12 guys defensively healthy. and it allowed us to develop those young guys at a healthy pace, so that when we all of a sudden we're in the Orange Bowl and we need Austin Bryant, he's ready to play, at a level that we need him to play at. And so the flip side of this football team, and it's the same thing last year, we had, well, I'll get to offense, but the flip side of this football team defensively is the talent is good, but the competition is going to be great. And that, I think, will make us better as a team. I really do. And then the flip side of it, offensively, we had so many guys last year that we were counting on, especially in the offensive line, that really came through for us. A lot of young guys that are now proven. Mitch Hyatt is not a myth anymore. He's not a theory anymore. Fru Morgan is not a hope anymore. Falcinelli's not a myth. Hearn, and we know so much more right now, and the confidence of our offense is just at another level from where we were this time last year. Same thing at quarterback. Last year we didn't have Deshaun Watson going through spring. Kelly Bryant was just trying to figure out, what the formations were. And I think we're in a situation now between Kelly and Nick, and Tucker was just getting here, where we're going to be in a much better spot from a depth standpoint as far as the ability to go truly run the offense and win at that position. Same thing at running back. I think we're going to have more balance, more competition at tailback than we had last year with the addition of Adam Choice, back in the mix. The experience of Fuller now. He hadn't played. He didn't even know what it was about. So now he's got a little experience. He understands the continuation as far as the process that Dye has gone through. And so I'm excited about that. With Leggett this time last year, we hoped that what we were seeing was going to produce some good fruit. Well, he was a MAC finalist. Now you got that guy back. He's a whole nother level mentally. Milan and the development of Milan and Cannon and Garrett, Greenlee, all those guys. Then you lose Sharon Pete and you add Mike Williams back. So I think we've got some really good things. We played several freshmen last year at receiver. Renfro was just a folk hero that y'all heard about from fall camp. And now everywhere I go, I got the next Renfro for you, Coach. And so, Renfro and Travion and Dion and Ray, we're all freshmen. And so now they've all got experience. They've all done some things. They kind of have a better understanding. So I like where our team is. Hugo wasn't even on the team this time last year. Now he's made All-American. All right. Teasdall hadn't really done it yet. Seth was taking over the holding duties. Did a great job for us. We are starting over at snapper, but y'all probably don't even know it. But Estes was the snapper the entire second half of the ACC championship game, and it's a good thing y'all don't know that. Jim Brown got dinged with a concussion and was out for the second half, and we never missed a beat with Estes, so at least he got a little bit of experience. That'll kind of be where we start, but Austin Spence will have a chance to compete for that job, so will Tatco and Phibbs. Those guys will all get a chance to compete. That's the one thing that we got to kind of get figured out with our battery there. But we got a lot of work to do. I'm excited about the team and just getting back to the details and the nuts and bolts of who we are and starting over. So with that, I'll take y'all's questions.
Yeah, but you mentioned Dion in that list. Is he doing the things you want to see from him to kind of regain his status?
He really is. I'm pleased with Dion. He's not going to practice, and that's really what's best for him. He's going to be here every day. He's in the meetings. He's worked out. He's working. He's going to be at practice every day. But the biggest thing with Dion is we've just removed that competitive piece of football, and because I want him to really stay on. I really don't need to see him run a comeback. To be honest with you, I'm not worried about the football side of Dion Kane. The football side of Dion Kane is going to be special if I can get him dialed in on other things that really are more important. And so we just really have removed the competitive part of it this spring, because I don't want him to get distracted. I want him to stay focused on what he's doing and handling his responsibility to this university and to this football program. And if he continues to do those things and like his attitude and everywhere he's at, everything is a positive, if he continues to do those things, then you know, he'll be full speed ahead when we you know, get back going in camp this fall. But he's with the team, doing everything every day. Just like last year, the best thing for Guillermo was we took him out of school. You know, that was the best thing for him, and we just removed school and football. There's a different situation with Deion. We just kind of removed football, and now Guillermo is you know, in fact, this team, I always do a thing with the teams every spring when we kind of start over is, you know, who do you see the most all-in guys on the team? Who do you see the least all-in? And I give them that feedback. They need to be challenged that way by their peers. And I think he was second on the team as the most all-in. Last year, he had been at the bottom of the list. He was at the bottom of the list. And so, you know, hopefully we'll have the same results with Deion. But, you know, that ball's in his court. But I am pleased with what he's doing right now. But as far as, you know, him coming out and practicing and all that, he's not going to actually practice. But he'll be out there coaching and encouraging. And just like Deshaun didn't go through spring last year, but he mentally, you know, was engaged. And we're going to keep him engaged in that regard. But he's got to fulfill his obligation, again, to this university and to this team. And then we'll move forward.
Is the goal with Deion to make sure that he doesn't become a repetitive issue as he was removed from 2 different games last year?
Yeah, well, that was just discipline. That was just consequences. You know, I mean, there's consequences for your actions. That's a core value of our program, and that was his consequences. This is about helping him learn and grow and get better and develop, and he's taking ownership of that. You know, he didn't have to come back here. He got packed up and moved on and said, you know, hey, heck with that. But that's what I love is he's manned up. And he said, okay, you know, and he appreciates it. He really does. He appreciates the opportunity he's got here, and he recognizes that he's got some things he's got to improve in, and that's what he's doing.
When you speak of chemistry and leadership,